Good morning. This is your math sensei, Mr. Spensei, and this is going to a brief warm up and going over to how to use Desmos. So here we go. We have the following equation. We're supposed to solve it. We need to show all our work. Before we do that, let's go ahead and get the information from Desmos. So I'm going to switch over real quickly or try to share. And of course, I got something on my screen I don't want. Boom, gone. All right, let's share that. And that first problem, we have 3c minus 3 minus 2c minus 3, and we cannot use letters. The only letter we can use is the n, so 3 parenthesis n minus 3. Then it was minus 2n, parenthesis 2n minus 3. And we use, instead of an equal sign, we use the squiggle. Press enter, and we get n equals 10. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing on that and switch back. So we ended up getting n equals 10, which in our case is c equals 10. And just to remind us, I'm going to go ahead and write that down the way we just did it. 3 parenthesis n minus 3 minus parenthesis 2n minus 3 squiggle 4. All right, so need to show our work because without showing our work, we will not receive credit. So here we go. Although we're allowed to use it on the test and it's a great tool on the test, you have to show your work. So I'm going to need to distribute, and that's going to become 3n minus 9 minus, and then I have to distribute this minus sign. Be careful with that because what the minus sign is really doing is switching the signs. So this becomes a negative 2n and a positive 3 and equals 4. Next step, combine like terms. Well, I can combine the 3 and the 2n and I get 1n. So I combine those. I can also combine the negative 3 and the positive 4, and that'll give me a negative 6. So I have 1n minus 6 equals, that should be a 4. All right, I need to move my constant away from my variable because the goal is to isolate the variable. So I'm going to add 6 to both sides. And I have 1n equals 10 or n equals 10. And we know we're working with c's. So in this case, c equals 10, and that's our answer. All right, the next one, I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this first so that I can put it into Desmos and let Desmos do the calculations. So rewriting this would be, negative 3 parenthesis 2, replace the x with an n, minus 5, close parenthesis, plus 1, squiggle 4, because we can't use the equal sign. All right, I'm going to switch over to Desmos real quickly, or at least try to. And here we go. Negative 3, parenthesis, 2n, minus 5, close those parentheses, plus 1, shift, got the squiggle in there 4, and we got n equals 2. And we know n equals 2 in this case is x. So we're going to switch back over. And we're going to have x equals 2. But once again, we have to show our work. So draw a line through the equal sign, or in this case, a squiggle. We're going to have to distribute. And now we have negative 6n plus 15. 3 times 5 is 15, and a negative times a negative is a positive. All right. So combining like terms, nothing to combine with the n's, but we can combine the 15 and the 1. So this is negative 6n plus 16 equals 4. So next thing I need to do is move my constant. So I need to move the 16 to the other side. So the opposite of a plus 16 is a minus 16. So now I have negative 6n equals, in this case, a negative 12. Well, I divide both sides by negative 6 because this is essentially multiplying. Essentially, we have this. So this is multiplying. So undo multiplication through division. So we divide by negative 6 to get rid of the coefficient. This becomes a 1n, and that equals negative 12 divided by negative 6 is 2. So n is 2. Our answer, once again, is x equals 2. All right, so that's the warm up, but we're going to follow that up by doing the exact same problems, but as an inequality. All right, we're going to do the exact same problem, but as an inequality. So as an inequality, we have the same problem, but we have a less than or equal to, and over here we have a greater than or equal to. Well, first off, the fact that this is a less than or equal to, we know this is going to be a solid. So we know we're going to have a solid. And over here, we're also going to have a solid. All right, because it has a line underneath it. If it has a line underneath it, it's going to be a solid. Now, when we go to Desmos, we can't do inequalities on Desmos. So it's not going to help us a whole lot with the graph, but there's a couple things we can do with the graph. So earlier, and I'm going to switch back over to my Desmos view. Earlier, we were working with this problem, the exact same problem that we had on the front. And we plugged in and we got an answer of 10 for one of them, and then an answer for 2 for the other. So we have answer of 10 right here, and here we have an answer of 2. We're going to use that information. So when I plugged it into Desmos, I got, n equals 10. And over here, I got n equals 2. Well, while I can't plug this directly into Desmos, I know that I'm going to have a solid dot at 10, and I also know I'm going to have a solid dot at 2. So I'm going to go ahead and put those points because this I know, where Mr. Spencer told me so. But I don't know the direction to draw it. So now I need to solve the same problem and to figure out the direction. So once again, I'm going to have to distribute. So this becomes 3c. 3 times 3 is 9, minus 9. Then I have to distribute the negative sign, which really just changes the signs. So this becomes negative 2c plus 3 less than or equal to 4. All right. Well, I can combine like terms just like we did before. 3c minus 2c is 1c. So I have 1c, that takes care of this. But now I need to combine the negative 9 and a positive 3. And I do that, I get negative 6 less than or equal to 4. Add 6 to both sides. And I have 1c is less than or equal to 10. We did not divide by negative, so we don't have to flip the sign. We're done. C is less than or equal to negative 10, and we know the direction of the arrow. It's going this way, and it's heading off to positive infinity. All right, so let's try the next one. Well, from Desmos, we know that we are going to have a 2, but we don't know which way we're drawing our line. Well, the first thing we do is we're going to have to distribute. And we do that, we end up getting negative 6x plus 15 plus 1 is greater than or equal to 4. All right, I can combine the 15 and the 1. And so then I'll have negative 6x, and 15 plus 1 is 16. So that's the like terms. Now I need to move, I don't have any variables to cross because I only have variables on one side. So I need to move my constant. So this is going to be a minus 16. Now I'm subtracting, and when you subtract, you don't flip the sign. You only flip when you're multiplying or dividing by a negative. All right, now I'm about to divide by a negative. All right, be careful. So this becomes 1x. This becomes positive 2. But we divided by a negative, so we have to flip the sign. So in our answer is x is less than or equal to 2. We already have the solid with a line at 2, and we know our arrow is going in that direction. All right, I hope that helps using the Desmos and knowing what to do with inequalities or how you can use Desmos to support you with inequalities. Look forward to seeing you on the next one, and thanks for watching.